Alrighty, welcome to another video. Hope you guys are doing okay with the whole quarantine thing. Um, it's been crazy out there, but it's inspired me to build more post-apocalyptic videos, more post-apocalyptic vehicles. Here we have the Revell Porsche Panamera um, Turbo. I was gonna say GT. I don't think they have a Panamera GT. Now you might be wondering, Mike, if you wanted to make this a 4x4, why didn't you start with like the diecast Porsche? I forget what it's called. The Canyon. I can't say it correctly. Canyon. I can't say that word correctly. I don't know how to pronounce it. The SUV Porsche. And well, to that I say,
Good question.
well, actually, because I like the Panamera body lines a little bit better, and I thought it'd be a little bit more interesting. Um, and also, the only diecast that's out of that year, I think, is like a later year, um, and doesn't really look that good to me. Um, there's probably another one out there, but anyway, let's get to this one. So for starters, I started with the Revell Porsche Panamera, and you know, the Panamera's kind of grown on me because while I was working on this thing, I started watching videos of it. You can get a used like 2010 Panamera for like under 30 grand. That's crazy. To put that in perspective, that's less than a Charger SRT to get a Panamera, which is actually a really nice luxury vehicle. Like, that's pretty damn crazy. I watched that video. The guy Doug, I can't say his last name, Doug DeMuro or something. And he did a video on getting a used Porsche Panamera, and they never really changed the look of the Panamera, so no one would know that you're driving an older, outdated one. So that's kind of a good thing. It's actually kind of cool. So when I was building this, I referenced several things in my inspiration. One was Porsche rally cars and a bunch of other vehicles. There's a vehicle in GTA, I don't remember the name of it. GTA Online, it's this. I saw a picture online. I don't have GTA 5 online. I bought the game when it was on sale for $7 on Xbox. Downloaded it, got bored of it, and went, I don't really like this game anymore, and uninstalled it. So I'm kind of over GTA. And it had this shovel on the roof, and not on the roof, on the hood. And I've seen this before. I think I've actually seen this on an actual rally Porsche at one point. I can't remember what it was off the top of my head, but I saw that and I'm like, okay, I'm going to do that. And that's what it is. I'm going to do like a strap, so this isn't fully done. There's some little things that I still need to add, so it looks a little bit goofy that there's just a shovel there, but I do intend on putting like a strap there. The hood still opens, and the engine is fully built, but you can't really see it. It's actually really intricate and really cool, and it goes together super well. That is one thing I have to give this kit credit for. This kit is beautiful. It goes together so well. I gotta get the instructions. I don't have them with me, but if you ever watch like an unboxing video of this kit, the instructions are beautifully done. They're all done in like color and everything. They're a different material than the regular like Revell instructions. Honestly, this kit is great. I love it. It's so cool. Now there is a piece missing. There's supposed to be a piece that goes up top of here, and it's like an engine cover thing. And I painted that and everything, but I didn't put it on because I didn't like the way it looked. I kind of like this design of the way the engine looks. I'm going to hit it with more pastels. It's a little bit too rusty and, well, clean. It doesn't look that dirty. It just looks like it's rusted. So I want to kind of, make it look a little bit more dirty. So I'm going to go back and do that. But I didn't want to put that engine cover on it because it covers that whole thing. And I wasn't really a fan of how that looked. Like I said before, I did reference some rally cars. I'm sorry, I'm tired. And also some trucks. First of all, the light bar is absolutely ridiculous, but I love it. Look at how big that is. You might actually remember that from a certain truck that I bought a while back. Yes, that light bar is stolen from the Dale Truck 2.0 after I clear coated the thing, I screwed up the windows. I was unhappy with it. I shelved it and I went, I'm not doing anything with this thing anymore. So I chopped the light bar in half. There's like a piece that was supposed to go off to the side of it. And I chopped those off and I mounted it to the top. So that's where I got that light bar from. Also, one thing I referenced, which was from a truck that I saw, I started looking up roof lights and stuff like that, and I actually found, I can't remember the brand off the top of my head, but it was meant for pickup trucks, where they had like these lights mounted in the back, and they were really cool. They were like spotlights, and I tried to replicate that with a Jeep front grille. It was a lot slimmer, kind of looking. It's hard to describe. I don't know what the hell they were called. And they were also like yellow. Shit, what were they called? Anyway, they were meant for like pickup trucks, and you would mount them to the back, and they had like this cool little bar. And they were some sort of aftermarket part, but yeah, I did those back there. I did lights. Maybe you need to shine stuff. Obviously the big inspiration for this whole cage thing and kind of like the rust and everything is the Charger from Defiance. I always look to Defiance for a lot of inspiration for some of the vehicles that I do, because that show, although it wasn't the greatest thing ever, not all episodes were winners in that show. It still has a pretty good following, and I still like the show for what it was. The vehicles I thought were always really cool, especially the Durango. I wonder what happened to that thing, because that show is gone now. Like, what happened to the Durango? I don't know, maybe Dodge owns it still. I know the Charger, both Chargers, there were two Chargers from the show. Actually, interestingly, there's a lot of pictures behind the scenes of Defiance that shows a much more armored up Dodge Charger. It has these big armor on the front windows and sides, and it has a much more aggressive big bull bar that goes all the way around the front of the car. That Charger never shows up in the show. What the hell? What was that car meant for? Anyway, I guess we'll never know. And okay, let's get back to this thing. I'm going off here. But yeah, I actually am pretty happy with this thing. I really wanted to do something different because I'm mostly been doing like muscle cars and stuff like that, and I wanted to do a German car, I guess. I always thought, for the longest time, I thought Porsche was an Italian company. And I guess you really can't blame me, because Porsche, I've always like seen with like Lamborghini and like Ferrari. Like they're always like next to each other at like auto shows and stuff like that. So I guess I kind of just put into my mind that they were an Italian company. They aren't. But yeah. Anyway, if you have been following me on like social media and stuff, you know that I've been trying to get into tuner cars and stuff like that. So doing a German vehicle was something kind of different. Originally, I was planning on doing a Supra as a post-apocalyptic build, and I'm not shelving that idea. The problem is, I just got laid off because of this whole coronavirus thing, and I don't know if I'm going to be called back to my job or not. I don't know what's happening. Everything's all up in the air, so buying a model kit is not going to happen in a really, really long time, so yeah. It's a little bit dark, but it's what I have to deal with. Anyway, the Porsche wasn't the only kit that I got. The other kit that I got was that new Jeep kit that Revell recently put out. It's yellow on the box, and what's interesting about it, watch HBI Guy's model workshop video, because he built that Jeep box stock, and he actually discovered, and I have it, I should go get those decals and show them off in a different video, that the word lifeguard, it was meant to be like a lifeguard Jeep, is spelled incorrectly. Ladies and gentlemen of planet Earth, can't make this shit up. Anyway, I actually painted up the interior as much as I could. Tried to go for tan and black. That seemed to be like a kind of common color for the Panamera. But I used the Jeep parts for the the wheels and suspension. For the most part, I cut it down a lot so it wasn't so high up like it was before. Because when I was first building this, I put it all kind of together in mock-up, and it was sitting up like that, kind of, and it looked really weird. And I'm like, okay, that's not gonna look right. And I kind of just cut it and lowered it to the point where I was happy, and got this. As you can see, there's no other real glass except for the front window. The back window's taken out. There's just a spare tire. That is also from the Jeep kit. The gun is custom built. That is from a Gundam thing that I just kind of threw together with a bunch of spare parts. And, yeah, created that weird thing. Who the hell knows how that thing fires? But it looks cool, so it works. There's no door handles in the back. I imagine that those doors just don't work anymore because of the, the big cage that's around there. I could have done a little bit better on the cage, but I was getting frustrated with it. It kept breaking. I kept having to use different pieces of styrene and stuff like that, and it just kept snapping, and I was getting frustrated, and I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to do it like this, and I'm just going to leave it. So, it is what it is. I'm still kind of happy with it at the end of the day. What was that noise? Hang on. Okay. Don't know what that noise was, but it sounded like something was right next to me, and it spooked me. I have goosebumps now. Alright then. Anyway, we have a rifle on the dashboard. You will never see a Panamera with a rifle on the dashboard ever in your lifetime. But nevertheless, this one has it. Front push bar. And, yeah, and I think that's pretty much it for this vehicle. I'm really, really happy with it, and it's actually gotten a lot of good attention online. A lot of people have been liking it, and I've gotten a lot of people being like, yeah, that's different. I'm into it. Leave it to me to make the Panamera liked. Actually, I'm surprised. I say that as a joke because I know that the Panamera has kind of a weird kind of reputation, but they actually have a pretty good following online. A lot of people like tuning these things. I follow this one person. Well, I don't know what the hell happened to their account. Who had like a Panamera with like the hood cut, and they had a turbo sticking out through the thing. This shit, I don't freaking know how the hell that worked, but it looked awesome. Oh my god, I want to find that again, because that shit looked dope. He had a freaking turboed Panamera, and it wasn't the stock turbo either. Like, it was some serious shit. People tune these things, and it's crazy. I like that. Speaking of weird tuner cars that, I've never really paid attention to tuner cars until now, the Dodge Neon SRT4 is a huge tuner car. Back in the day, that was like a way to get a cheap, fast car. And I didn't know that. And the Dodge Neon SRT4 was considered to be Brian's car in Too Fast, Too Furious. It wasn't chosen because the Dodge Neon SRT4 hadn't really proven itself yet. It was new. It hadn't come out yet. So they didn't know what the hell they were dealing with. Craig Laberman was like, okay, I'll just, we'll use my Nissan GTR. And that's what it turned into. So that's kind of cool. The Neon SRT4 was almost in replacing the Skyline in that. So that's kind of an interesting fact. I didn't know that. I'd love to get a Dodge Neon SRT4 in 1/24 scale. They did make them. They're incredibly hard to find now. They're like $300. Which, at that point, like, no. I'm going to have to wait until something happens. Maybe someone else will make an SRT4 one day. Because I'd love to build one of those. Maybe as a model or a die-cast or something. But, yeah. Let me know what you guys think of the Panamera. It's taken inspiration from a bunch of vehicles. And this is the final result of it. Except I need to do something with the shovel on the hood. And that's probably going to be my last thing on this vehicle. And I'll have a couple pictures at the end. And, yeah. See you guys next time.